think today that a well-educated black person, male or female, has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white person. And I felt that for a long time.
Oh my God.
When and what he says about black people, Donald Trump believes that educated black people have an advantage over even educated white people. You see, I couldn't even say it without stuttering. But I'm not going to tell y'all what I think about it. I'll tell y'all afterwards. And what did Ant write? Hold on. Ant wrote, can a person be a consumer and supplier at the same time? Yeah, everybody has to be a consumer. Everybody's still buying something. Everybody is still buying something. But the thing about it is when you're selling something, when you're buying, let's go back to NIP, right? What is NIP and the marathon, that whole thing, all money in, right? When that money comes in, then you have the power to choose how you're going to spend it, what you're going to support. Because we all need water, we all need food, we all need shelter, we all need to still buy different things. So we get to pick and choose based on, where we're buying. So we're all going to consume products because we all need things. Now, unless you own a grocery store, unless you own all these different things, then you could say that you're still a consumer, but you could say you're consuming it from your own business, but you're still consuming. And most of us don't own all these things. So we still have to consume. The thing about it is, do we want to consume and support the opposition? Or do we want to consume and support ourselves? Do you ever think that and think about it like this, could we ever see Democrats, look at the beef between Democrats and Republicans. Do you think Democrats are going to help fund a Republican initiative, help fund a Republican, unless they feel like from a selfish standpoint, it's in their best interest? But most of the time, they're not going to be, the wars between the money, right? Who can use the money? Do you think Kamala Harris would ever say, you know what? We raised 1.5 billion or 1.5 billion, right? We raised 1.5 billion, whatever it is. Trump only has about 400 million. Let's divvy it up a little bit, make it even. So Trump has about $1 billion and then I have about $1 billion. We would never see anything like that. But when it comes to China, who's supposed to be the country that hates us, the country that's trying to destroy us, the country that we're likely to end up going to, we've heard all of it, right? Why would we consume their products and feed their economy? We're already feeding them by paying them interest on the money that we've loaned from them. So I don't know. All right, let's keep going. Take a look at this video.
I think today that a well-educated black person, male or female, has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white person. And I felt that for a long time. And I hope that anybody in the audience that's black and is watching can hear me say this. And I'm talking now as a person that employs thousands and thousands of people. A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white in terms of the job market. And I think sometimes a black may think that they don't really have the advantage or this or that, but in actuality, today, currently, it's a great, I've said on occasion, even about myself, if I was starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black because I really believe they do have an actual advantage today. I think today that a well-educated...
What are y'all thoughts? Is it insensitive? Is it racist? And you know what's funny? So I first saw this clip, I believe, on Instagram. I first saw this clip on Instagram and I went straight for the comments. And I was reading the comments and you were getting a little bit of everything. And I was saying how people receive this message and respond in these comments, in my opinion, this is my opinion, says a lot about our mindset. It says a lot about who we are. Now, I'm not saying that one way is, if you think this way, you're an idiot. If you think this way, I'm not saying any of that. But it just says a lot about it. Now, Charlemagne, I don't know why. When I heard this, I just thought about Charlemagne and his book. What was the name of Charlemagne's book? Hold on, let me look that up. What was the name of Charlemagne's book? It was something about black privilege, right? Hold on. Hold on. Charlemagne has a book. What was the name of Charlemagne's book? Oh, yeah, here it goes right here. Black Privilege. Opportunity comes to those who create it. A book called Black Privilege. Now, when Charlemagne put that book out, I don't think he got a lot of the backlash that he would probably get if he put it out right now. I don't think so. I'll be totally honest. Maybe he did get a lot of backlash. Maybe people were saying like, wait, what's black privilege? Like the nerve of you to act like somebody else has any form of privilege outside of white people. I feel like a lot of people would have more of that energy around it. I guess my question would be, if you are black and you're listening, do you think that you have an advantage when it comes to y'all know what it is? It's Dak from the OG Network. And I just want to thank y'all. That's right, to thank y'all for all of your tremendous support over the years, whether you've been rocking with us from the beginning or maybe this is the first show that you're checking out on the network. We want to thank you nonetheless. And we have an ask, all right? We have a goal of reaching 20,000 subscribers by the end of March. That's right, 20K by the end of March. It's not a real goal unless you put a date on it. And with that, we need your help. So we ask that if you are enjoying the content that you like, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're feeling real generous, maybe share with some friends and family. All right, I'll let y'all go. And once again, thank you for your continued support. And we look forward to growing with y'all. See y'all soon. Ew. You being educated versus somebody else being educated. Let's say a white person. A white person, do you believe that black people have an advantage? A lot of people, I'm sure, would point the finger to something like DEI. A lot of people would point the finger to what a lot of these colleges, when you look at the scores and how a lot of Asian people feel that they're discriminated against. Why they have to score such higher scores compared to their white counterparts and black counterparts. I do believe this. I've said it before. I talked about it all the time. And I'm not saying from a, I believe, first off, I believe that everybody should have this mindset. I believe that everybody should have this mindset. But when it comes to exactly what he said, I've always believed that. I've always believed that. And a lot of it comes down to because if we really do believe in racism, if we really do believe in white supremacy and oppression that black people are facing here in America, if we really do believe that all of those things are true, then that means that when people see me, what do they call it? Their unconscious bias. That means their unconscious bias will either see me as those things that are not favorable representations, I would say, of black people. And when they see me as those things or compare me to those things, then you're pretty much giving me a low bar. Like you're putting a curve on the test. And that's an advantage. When somebody, I've told y'all before, I've had this guy that was a client of mine, and he told my partner one time, he said, wow, you must be so proud of David. You know, he speaks well, he does it, and like things that I believe most people would find offensive. Definitely prejudice. And definitely shows that how you think of most black people in this country. But I also blame a lot of black people for a lot of other people, for a lot of outsiders thinking, when you play the victim all the time, when you say that all these things happen to me, that I can't be successful unless I have a political party behind me, when you push this type of narrative, what do you expect? But I don't want to take away from the conversation. I had such a low bar for this gentleman. I told y'all, I relate everything to sports. If you go into a sport, if you go into a competitive environment in sports, in any environment, on the job, let's say you're competing for a position on the job and you're competing with another coworker, and that coworker doesn't think you're a good writer, doesn't think that you're a good worker, doesn't think that you're good at whatever tools and skills are necessary for you to be successful in that particular role that you're trying out for. They're not going to prepare as hard. They're not going to do their best. People usually raise their competitive level to or people raise their standards to the level of competition or lower their standards I should say, to the level of perceived competition. So if that's the case, then all of these things that we believe, how white people and this group of people look at black people, all those things can be used as advantages. You think less of me, like, yo, this dude really thinks I'm slow and I'm getting ready to compete against them on the field. If you think I'm slow, then that gives me the advantage now because you're sleeping on me. You're preparing in a particular way that is not properly preparing you to compete against me. All these things, do we see them as advantages? I'm going to play the video one more time. I may stop it this time through, but listen to the video again and you tell me, do you agree with this? Do you agree with this? And this is, I don't know how many years ago, but it seems like it's probably about like somewhere maybe 30 years ago. I don't know, 20, 30 years ago at least.
Black person, male or female, has a tremendous, I think today that a well-educated black person, male or female, has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white person. And I felt that for a long time. And I hope that anybody in the audience that's black and is watching can hear me say this. And I'm talking now as a person that employs thousands and thousands of people. A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white in terms of the job market. And I think
this reminds me of, I remember, so you know the TED Talks. I remember sitting down with Sal, the guy that created TED Talks. And I forget exactly what the conversation was about, but he was saying some of the life lessons that he's learned. And one of them stood out to me because he said that he's learned that he would always prefer to be the minority in a country. I'm not sure that I still understand exactly what he meant, but him saying that, because it threw me off so much and because I had so many questions on it, it shows that a lot of times our perception of something is not reality, or let's say that our reality, different realities can be perceived in different ways. Maybe that's the best way to say it. So my reality as a minority, I can perceive one way. His reality as a minority, I believe he's Jewish. His reality as a minority can be perceived a different way by him. Now we could say, well, there's a difference between a black minority and a Jewish minority. We could say all these things. Cool. I didn't get into the details of the conversation. I didn't have a follow-up question for him. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I kind of just let it process, and like we were moving. There were so many other things being discussed, and I just said, you know what? I'm gonna sit with that one. Maybe I'll go back and follow up on that question later on when I think about it a little more. But the thing about it is there's always going to be advantages to whatever situations that we're in if we choose to see those advantages. If we choose to see them. Now, if we choose to see, oh, everything's happening to me, the world is happening to me, I'm a victim because I'm black, I can't get hired here. And if you choose to see the world that way, then I believe that more of your life will go in that direction. That's the energy that you're going to be putting out. So therefore, a lot of that stuff's going to be coming back your way. But if we choose to see that every single perceived negative about us, we can flip very easily and finesse it into a positive. And it can be used as a big advantage over all those people that can only see it as a negative. That would just be my opinion on it. Let's
sometimes a black may think that they don't really have the advantage or this or that, but in actuality, today, currently, it's a great. I've said on occasion, even about myself, if I was starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black because I really believe they do have an actual advantage today. I think today that a well-educated.
We're gonna move on to. I mean, with that video, I mean, like I said, just think about it throughout the day. Maybe it's cool to do your own little individual case study. Do your own individual case study. It's no different than like this. Let's just simplify it to this. Remember when you y'all ever race? Like that was a big thing at recess or gym. or just in school, who was the fastest in school, and you'd race. Now, if you're getting ready to race somebody, now if I'm getting ready to race somebody, I don't even care if it's duck, duck, goose. If we're playing duck, duck, goose, if I get chosen, if somebody taps on me who I know I'm way faster than, I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to go as hard. You know what I mean? That's not the cool thing to do. But now if somebody taps on me that I know is real fast and it's a competitive situation, I'm off. I'm out the gate. I'm out the gate because it's a different mindset. I know I have to bring more to the table. So like I said, every perceived disadvantage, every perceived negative, let's flip it and let it become a positive and an advantage for us. And I believe that that's what he's discussing. It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.